Mommy of Two, and welcome back. Today we are doing yet another WIP and Chat. Today is, I believe, already number 64. Can you believe it? I can't. So yeah, for how long have you been around? Did you join here recently? Is this maybe even your first WIP and Chat video? In which case, WIP and Chat means WIP will work in progress and Chat will, in my case, ramble. So yeah, for how long have you already been around? Because yeah, I can't believe this is the 64th already. So yeah. But yeah, let's just, well, grab out whatever it is you work on and yeah, have a little ramble, shall we? So, first of all, as usual, how was your week? My week was a bit of and a bit of and a bit of No, it was pretty okay. The weather here was pretty decent, so I did a lot of gardening. So at least I tried to fix up the garden as much as possible, but it still is a complete mess. But yeah, if you've been here before, you know, well, if you've been here long enough, you might know. If you didn't remember, we have a garden that is full of, well, bad stuff. But yeah, it isn't looking like it is getting better anytime soon, so I'll just fix it up for like as good as it's gonna get. So try to keep grass somewhat okay, have the weeds, like the dandelions especially, dig them out every once in a while. Yeah, keep the plants that we do have and want to have at least looking somewhat good. Now for the rest, yeah, I'm not going to do too much about it because yeah, it's a question of like when will it change. So not really in the mood to spend a lot of money on a garden that might be dug up in like a year or so. But yeah, we're already saying that for 5 years, so every year it's again like hopefully next year, maybe next year, maybe for a lucky end of the year, but it also ended up always like next year. So yeah. I'm sorry if I cough a little bit more this week, or at least this video, because I have a little bit of a sore throat and a bit of a cough. So nothing serious. I have done a test for the annoying bug. It isn't that. It's just a common cold, I think. But it's still annoying. But yeah, it's just like an annoying tickle in my throat. And yeah. Had it already last week. It disappeared. And knowing me, it got back yesterday evening. Knowing me, in a couple of days it will most likely be gone again. To resurface another few days from that. And yeah, it keeps going like that, so. And if it is a bit like my regular cough, cold, flu, whatever you want to call it, it can take up to a month to heal. So, yay. Lots of tea with honey for me. But oh well, I'll survive. So yeah, I hope that in that case you have a better week than me. Last weekend wasn't like really spectacular. I did some crafts with our daughter, which was fun. Like on Friday, I believe, I did some paper crafts with her. It was really fun. I actually wanted to do that Saturday as well, but No, I did do that Saturday, in the time that our son refused to sleep, which was pretty annoying. Friday afternoon, when our son slept, I took her outside. Well, and after a little bit, my husband took over because I just wanted to let her play, but she wanted to play with bubbles. Kids and bubbles. But yeah, we have one of those lazy bubble guns. But she likes it because it sprays a lot of bubbles. So yeah, I had my husband step in so I could dig out some dandelions. Yay. I hate that because, yeah, the stuff we have is like basically all stones. Sand and stones and weeds in between. So it's not quite as fun to dig in. Oh well, we'll see. But yeah, we did Saturday then, I think at least it was. We did some paper crafting. We made some flowers out of, I don't know how you call it, but here we call it crêpepapier. Don't know if you call it the same. It's like those, yeah, what is it? Strange kind of paper-ish stuff. But yeah, I got a coloring page of flowers, and I cut some strips. We'll cut there for like, not square-ish, but got some paper up. Let my daughter crumple it up. Once we had a load of crumpled up balls of paper, I let her stick them onto a page. Yeah, she seemed to enjoy it really much. I actually have it laying around here, so I'll just show you. So maybe you also see what kind of paper I mean. So coming in from the left. So we made this. It is like this kind of, you see what I mean? Like paper kind of stuff. I bought that, I think Friday afternoon that it was. I did know I had some, but I didn't have like really fun colors, and I needed to be in the city center, and I saw them at Action, which is basically like dollar store kind of contraption, like a cheap store, and I saw a packet of 6 of those papers, and it was like €1 or something. So it was like, yeah, there's always kids stuff, kids crafts where I can use them for. So she really enjoyed them. So I was thinking of making like a big Easter egg coloring page, print, if it will at least find one and print that out. So she can work with different colors of them, or even make like a big bee. So I have yellow, orange-ish, and black. And then some white for the wings. So she can make something, excuse me, like that. I also bought for myself yesterday, so that means Sunday, a sticker maker. Because I want to kit up the unboxing I did last week, Guide Star. Most likely next week in a WIP and Chat video. But it has no stickers, and it has a lot of colors and not so easy symbols to draw. So I was like to my husband, like, maybe something like that is easy, and he was thinking about it with me, and we were looking around, and we ended up going back to every time to the same thing. You most likely have heard about it because it's one of the, well, in diamond painting, one of the known sticker makers, the Xyron sticker maker. They like the small X kind of contraption. So I got that somewhere, and I was like, no, you never know when it comes in handy, even maybe for the kids, if I need to label something or one thing or another. So I was like, just grab that. So I have that one coming. So we'll be testing that one out for the unboxing. For the unboxing, the kitting up. And yeah, I got also some googly eyes for my daughter, so she can use them like to put on like big googly eyes on like a bee or something. But like, that's the thing I always enjoyed, and they were like 2-3 euros for about 100 pieces. So it was like, ugh. Worst case scenario, I give them to the school she goes to. So yeah. For the rest, not much has happened. My umbilical hernia is acting up yet again. So yesterday evening I took a day off of diamond painting and I started watching Bridgerton. Because last week that Netflix released season 2, so yeah, maybe after filming this I might also do one episode tonight. But we'll just wait and see. Yeah. What you've been all up to last week? Do you have something special planned, or was it just the regular week for you? But yeah, for us it was basically a regular week. Not much exciting happened last week. Had an unboxing from Grad, which I was, if you've seen it, I was really impressed with it and kind of flabbergasted, and that made a whole lot of editing because that video, it ended up including like intro, outro, was about the 30 minutes for an unboxing. Well, just the film part before I started editing it was like 40 minutes or something, so yeah, I needed to cut a lot of it out. But I think the end result was pretty okay, so yeah. But yeah, that will be the one that I most likely get up next week, because as it comes out, as the planning is at least, I will be having the Slytherin crest, which I am working on now, which I am, well, working on the time lapse, so not here. But I'm working on that, and I am pretty much greened out. But yeah, if all goes well, that will be done by the end of the week. And I was like, you know what, I am in the process of needing to kit up a new one around the time that I film my WIP and Chat, so I might as well do that one. Yeah. I have, again, some other ideas, but we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, for the rest, I'm just going to do it easy on myself and use some research I did. Because yeah, I said that already last week, that I had some research done on Dutch museums. So yeah, I'm just going to use that. I just Googled the top Dutch museums, but it all depended on which kind of list. If it was like the top of like most visitors, or like the ranks or whatever. But I just picked out some that I was like, they are pretty known, or ones that I was like, oh, they are different than something else. And I also needed to find a lot of information about it, because yeah, there are some that's basically like, well, it's, I don't know, no example, it's a hat museum. Well, the only thing they have is hats. Well, they have hats from, say, this era till this era, and that's about it I can say about it. Well, that would be boring, so I at least try to have something, but some museums are quite extensive, so I also need to, yeah, have it manageable, because I don't want to spend like a half an hour on one museum and like 5 seconds on another. So I'm going to start with one I know out of the top of my head. It actually made it, well, basically last place on my list, because I found that on one of the lists and it wasn't top list, and it like top 10 I believe list, and it was number 6, but it actually was a museum I've been to so many times. I can almost say I grew up there. But yeah, the first one I will start with, because I can just ramble out of the top of my head, because I know it pretty well, even though I haven't been there in like 10 years. But that one is Eindhoven, which is in the Dutch city, well, village of Nederweert Eind. And an eind is basically an end. So it's like the end of the place Nederweert. And the museum does focus on the area, which is from old hair out a place where they can get peat. And yeah, it basically centers around like all the basically daily activities, businesses from the area from around the 1900s. They have like, what are some fun facts? They have like a small clock maker, like the wooden clocks. They have a bakery, which at certain days in the season, I believe like on Sundays and on special occasions, they actually bake bread there. And it is really good. And they sell stuff there, which they obviously bake themselves. Actually, every quote-unquote profession that is there, they have people that can do that. So they have like a basket maker that weaves like the, I don't know what the word is, but like they weave like the baskets at least. They have then the bakery where they bake their bread. They have a sawmill, which actually works. What else? They have obviously like the day-to-day things, like the laundry machines, so I can call them, the things where you would wash your laundry in that era. They even at times have like kids play stuff in the summer out. I played a lot with like the iron parts of like the bicycle where the spokes go through, and you had like a stick and you push them around. I love that. And some stelts I believe they had, and like I think that's like a pretty Dutch thing, like can walking, where you like literally walk on top of cans. You have like a big can, like this big around, something at least big enough to be able to support your weight. So depending on how old the kid is, how big the can needs to be, there will be made holes in, and there is a string through them. So you put through the string, you put your foot onto the can, and with your hand you hold it up and yeah, walk. It's fun. I did that a lot as a kid. And yeah, they have like a, not like a bar, but more like an inn kind of stuff with like long wooden benches. What else do they have? They even have like a little garden, also with like a bee place, and I believe they also have a chapel. I'm not completely sure, and you have like a lot of stuff. And yeah, I love that place. I've been there so much because my grandpa was a volunteer there. He actually, I believe he started like when he went with his pension. Was when I was about 5, 6 years old, I think. The museum was at that part like a year or 4 or 5 old. So there wasn't a lot back then, because many of the buildings they have, they are the actual old buildings from somewhere else. So they will be deconstructed at the site where they stood, well, labeled and stuff, and will be constructed back together in the museum. So yeah, they are actual old buildings most of the times, and most of it. Sometimes when like a wooden beam is too far gone to use, well, they make a new one. But yeah, my grandpa was a volunteer there, and many times when I was at my grandparents, I was allowed to come with. So yeah, I had a lot of fun there. And I believe my grandpa stopped going there as often when my grandma got cancer. She passed away just a couple of months later, and I believe he went back one or twice every week, which he did before. And I think he kept going until he couldn't drive anymore because his dementia got too bad. Later on, his dementia got so bad that he needed to be in a special home. And yeah, pretty much when it was that time, he was so far gone actually that, yeah, he didn't live very much longer. But still, people from the museum were at his funeral, so, well, his cremation service. So yeah, it was still very special, and that museum always had a special place in his heart, so yeah. It still has a special place in mine. But it's a quite regional museum, so it's not one that you most likely find on many lists, like some of the other museums I will mention. For instance, the first one I have on my list is the Rijksmuseum, which is in Amsterdam. And they're most known for their collection of Dutch art and history. They have Dutch paintings from like 1500s till about the 1900s. But they're most famous for their Dutch masters paintings from around the 1700s. Yeah, they do have a collection from masters from Italy and the southern Netherlands, which is now part of the Netherlands. Well, actually the region I am in. Then Belgium and Luxembourg. And yeah, most of the masterpieces, especially from Dutch masters, are displayed at they're basically their Hall of Fame. And at the end of that hall, they have the Nachtwachtzaal, the Night Watch Hall, which is, as you might expect, the hall where the Night Watch, the Nachtwacht, van Rembrandt van de Rijn is being displayed. So yeah, as you might expect by now, Rembrandt van Rijn is a Dutch 1700s master painter. And yeah, some of his works are there. But they also have collections of crafts and sculptures of an international character, but it again emphasizes the Dutch works. But I do have, let's see, what do they have? Well, yeah, I believe like furniture making and goldsmiths, silversmith work and that kind of stuff. They also have a big collection of naval and political artifacts. Let's see, how did I write it here? Yeah, there it was. I was reading somewhere what I was saying and I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, they, in like their naval and political part, they have like models of ships, parts of ships, flags, weapons, documents, and much more that like involves the naval and the political, well, well-being, let's say it like that, in that time. But yeah, they do have so much more, including like a part about the Asian art, a picture collection, well, a photo collection, and much more. It is a pretty big museum as far as I understood. I've never been there, but as far as I know, it is pretty big. Yeah, the next one on my list, I have actually been there, but before the latest remodel, because they remodeled in, I believe, like 10 years ago. And the only time I've been there is like 20 years ago, so I'm aging myself here, I know. But yeah, that museum is het Anne Frankhuis. And by the name, you might expect around what and who it revolves. Which is the head character there. Let's call it like that. It is a museum about Anne Frank, a Jewish girl from the Second World War. She and her family, her parents and her sister, I believe she also had a brother, but out of the top of my head, I'm not completely sure. And another family lived, I have the name. I have the name? Oh, I can't remember the name, but they hide there. They did hide in that house behind a, what's the word? I believe a magazine or a shop. I did my research and still I don't remember everything. But yeah, how the museum now is laid out, as far as I saw, is that het achterhuis, the back house, where the families lived during the war when they were hiding there, is basically restored to the time when they were there. And the new wing of the museum is like the new part with like a diary hall, and the museum cafe is in there. They have a bookshop in there, and sorry, I need to drink, but they have like the modern stuff over there, and like the old house, as it's about as close as they could get it, but they have like the old house. They have in, well, obvious, the old house. As far as I understood, they have a new stairs, so you don't need to walk the old stairs because it was pretty steep, I believe. But yeah, you can see where they were hiding out before, yeah, they were betrayed and, yeah, sent to Kamp Westerbork, sorry, which is also in the Netherlands. And from there, at least, I focused a little bit more on Anne and her sister Margot. They were sent from Westerbork to Bergen-Belsen. No, Auschwitz, sorry. And that is where I believe the whole family went together. Anne and her sister got to Bergen-Belsen. And yeah, they both sadly passed away there. So there were 8 people, including Anne and her sister Margot, which left the Achterhuis, and only her father, Otto Frank, came back after the war. So yeah, that is 1 out of 8. So yeah, it gives a whole different vibe when you're like, you know the names of people and you know who didn't make it back and why, and just like 1 person out of 8 that came back. It's insane. And that is just a really, really, really small group in a huge ass bad part of history. But yeah, there are many bad parts in history, and yeah, also most likely many bad parts in the future. But yeah, let's just not forget what all happened and try to learn the lesson as far as is possible, and make sure that we not forget what happened. But yeah. So yeah, that was the 2nd museum on my list. Well, the 3rd, basically. Nope, now I need to move about. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see how long I'm rambling. Oh, 32 minutes. That's about okay. Yeah, most of the other museums I have are, well, I have not as much information about because, yeah, they are more focused on one thing. Also, the Anne Frank house is more of like one thing, but yeah. But yeah, the next museum I have is het Mauritshuis. It is basically also centered around the Dutch masterpieces from, well, the Dutch masters from the 17th century again. Some of the pieces that are hanging there are the girl with the pearl, het meisje met de parel. But I also believe that she's called the girl with the pearl earring, but I am not completely sure, but you most likely know the painting. And also a very famous, well, the girl with the pearl was from Johannes Vermeer, and from the same painter as the Night Watch. They also, so Rembrandt van Rijn, they have at the Mauritshuis, they have there let's see here, I am seriously tripping over my own tongue here. The anatomical lesson from Dr. Nicholas Tulp, which is, as you might expect, like basically dissecting somebody. Yeah, that's the good old age, for the good old days. So yeah. But yeah, that are 2 of like the famous works that they have there that you might know. Yeah, the next, that's a bit, like basically a bit, that's all I have seen about it. Then we have the Funko Museum. Also, again, another Dutch master that many people know about. So yeah, as you expect, het Van Gogh Museum is mostly involving the Dutch master Van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh, to be exact. It has paintings from him, drawings, letters, and so yeah, basically if it's Van Gogh, you can find it there. Or at least you have a chance at finding it there. Because obviously it's also at many other places. But yeah, they also have arts from, well, contemporary artists from his time, like Pissarro, Monet, and yeah, many other. Whoa, there was a car driving idiot. But yeah, that, like a bit that era, like Van Gogh and his fellow artists that he might even have known. I don't know, but who knows? Don't know how big or a small world the art world was at that time. So yeah, that's in the Van Gogh Museum. Then you have the Royal Dulce Museum, which is where you can learn basically how the Royal Delft blue is made. Well, the Delft blue, or like vases and china and tiles and everything like that. And it's basically like mostly like, for instance, a vase with like a blue motif. They originate in Delft, hence the name Delft Blue. But they also do workshop there, and in school vacations they even have like special kids workshops. So if you're more like you want to do something, that might be a museum that you want to visit in case you're like into pottery and stuff like that. Then I need to scroll down again a little bit. How many do I have left? I do have a lot left. How much did I have? I had 4. I'm just going to leave it at that. Because yeah, I can make a part 2 out of it. So in case you liked it and you want to know more museums, many I have are not as extremely known. Or have like, yeah, well, actually they are pretty known. At least I know them, but they might be like a different kind of museum. And yeah. But let me know, do you like to know about these Dutch museums, or like, ugh, I couldn't care less, even if I tried? Or do you like to just hear me ramble about random things? Because yeah, that's a nice and easy topic to look out for. So maybe in a couple of weeks I will do a part 2 if I do remember. And yeah, let me know what you think. Would you even want to know more? But yeah, I'm already close to finishing this because it did not all go according to plan with the kids going to bed. So yeah, I just decided to start, and by the time I started, I was already halfway finished. So yeah. So yeah, I'm just ending it right here. And yeah, I'm wishing you a really good weekend. Good rest of your day, night, whatever it is. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know the drill. And yeah, if you want to see a kitting up video, next week it most likely will be up. It might be a day late, depending a bit on how everything goes. But I plan on still doing it on Wednesday. But yeah. Let me know down in the comment section, did you enjoy a list of museums? Or would you rather not hear anything about them again? And yeah, if there's anything you want to know, or yeah, or just want me to know, leave them down in the comment section below, and I am sure that I am finding time to answer if I see your comments, at least, because sometimes YouTube will be a pain in the behind and I'm not seeing them. I'm sorry, I got distracted, a lot of dogs went off. But yeah, again, if you like this video, well, you know the drill, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!